It was only in the most extreme circumstances, when we were already 3/4 dead, that we finally went to the hospital to die. Besides, we didn't dare ask to go, because you could not only catch scabies and typhus, which were never treated, but also be subjected to a selection and be gassed, and we were very frightened. What to do, what solution to choose? Die in the marshes from work and exhaustion, or in the hospital from gas and typhus? It had to be decided fast. Perhaps one could also commit suicide. I thought about it for a long time, night after night. All in all, in the hospital, there was perhaps still a chance one might come through.
The infirmary consisted of about 10 small blocks with 100 patients and 3 large ones with 400, namely an average of 2,000 patients with a staff of 50 doctors and 120 male nurses. With improvised means, we struggled against diseases and infections. The Germans provided a certain amount of medicines and dressings, and the rest came from the famous organization. Everything the Germans considered of value was classified and stored, but a lot of medicines came into the infirmary without their knowledge and helped us immensely.
The surgical operations were performed in the middle of the block in front of all the other patients. The patient was laid on a brick bench, held down by a few aides, and wham, a slash with a scalpel on the arm, in the back or groin, wherever the trouble was. The poor woman screamed. Half a liter of pus came out of the wound. And I hold her down, and she screams, and she howls. Every day they threw the dead women in front of the hospital door, just as they were, naked. A blanket over the pile, with feet, arms, head sticking out.
Almost every Saturday, seriously ill and severely injured patients, declared irretrievable by the Germans, arrived from the external camps and especially from the coal mines. Among them were many boys aged 13 to 18.
Never will I forget the little 20-year-old French girl, whose name I never knew, for she had no more strength to speak, whose toes had all frozen while she was working. Her toes, when I saw her, were literally falling off her feet, blue, as black as ink, full of pus, rotten. I also saw a poor little Dutch girl of 20 whose breast, frozen and black, was rotting and becoming detached from her chest. She died in atrocious pain,